Are we ready to build a service? Here are the steps. Create the service class, define the metadata with the decorator, and import what we need. Look familiar? These are the same basic steps we followed to build our components and our custom pipe. Let's look at the code for a simple service. Here is the class. We export it so this service can be used from any other parts of the application. This class currently has one method, getProducts. This method returns an array of products. Next, we add a decorator for the service metadata. When building services, we often use the injectable decorator. This decorator is only really required here if the service itself has an injected dependency. However, it is recommended that every service class use the injectable decorator for clarity and consistency. Lastly, we import what we need, in this case, injectable. Now let's build our service. I've opened the folder for the sample application in the editor once again. Since our service will only provide product data, we'll add it to the Products folder. We'll create a new file and call it product.service.ts to follow our naming conventions. We're then ready to create the service class. I bet you can do it in your sleep by now. Export, class, and the class name. Since the service provides products, we'll call it Product Service. Next, we decorate the class with the injectable decorator, and we'll add the import statement for that decorator. As we discussed earlier, this decorator is optional unless the service has an injected dependency of its own, but it is good practice to add it to every service, so we added it here. Now that we have the structure in place, we can add properties or methods to the class as needed. Unless marked private or protected, the properties and methods defined in the class are accessible to any class that uses this service. For our product service, we want a getProducts method that returns the list of products. We strongly type this return value using our iProduct interface, so we need to import this interface. In the next module, we'll see how to retrieve the products using HTTP. For now, we'll hard code them in here. If you're coding along, feel free to copy some products from the products.json file in the API Products folder. Notice that we have no properties defined in this class, so we are not using this particular service to share data. We are using it to encapsulate the data access features. By using this service to provide the list of products, we take the responsibility for managing the data away from the individual component. That makes it easier to modify or reuse this logic. So we're done with our service for now. How do we use it? Well, a service is just really an ordinary class until we register it with an Angular injector. Let's do that next.